Hi guys, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about cardiopulmonary, which is my AFSC. I had a couple people ask me about doing a cardiopulmonary video, so I wanted to kind of jump on and do a quick one of what I know. I am still in training, so I can't necessarily say everything about my job, and there's a lot of stuff that I will admit I don't know still, because it is while it is a small career field, there are a lot of opportunities for us. So I can give you the insight as to what I know, and then hopefully you guys can do more research, or I'll be able to provide you with another video down the line of, you know, more information and what my job starts to look like in the operational side. So my career field is 4H0X1. That's my AFSC. I am a cardiopulmonary lab tech for the United States Air Force. I am active duty currently. I signed a 4-year contract. And in order to qualify for my job, you have to have your high school diploma or your GED, 15 college credits, and then I believe a 44 in general on your ASVAB. So I know for me, my college credits were geared towards a health science degree, so that was really helpful when I started in the cardiopulmonary career field, because a lot of it is anatomy and physiology, and obviously it's science. It's a medical career field, so it was definitely helpful for me to have taken anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 before I started. Now you don't have to. I know a lot of people that had degrees and they came into our career field with, you know, no medical background whatsoever, and they ended up being fine. So if you don't have a medical background and you still are interested in medicine or a medical career field, don't let that discourage you from applying. It is an awesome career field, and as long as you are diligent in your studies and you're taking the time to learn about the things that you may not know prior, you'll be totally fine. So our job is a 13-month career field. You do 5 of those months at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas, which is like 25 minutes from Lackland. So you get out of BMT and you're straight over to your tech school, and it's, you know, a quick bus ride over. You get there, and so you spend 5 months there, and then you'll do your other 8 to 9 months of training in your phase 2 location, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm currently at Keesler Air Force Base in Mississippi. And there are a couple places that we can go for phase 2. We can go to Keesler, we can go to Nellis in Nevada, we can go to Travis in California, Wright Pat in Ohio, Eglin in Florida, and we can actually go to Fort Sam Houston as well, over to Lackland for our phase 2. And that really is basically the list of bases that we can even get stationed at. Our career field is very small, and the list of bases that we can get stationed at is even smaller. So I think the only other ones that open up as far as base choices for us is Andrews in Maryland. Technically on our list right now is Langley in Virginia, but from what I'm understanding, that's not going to be somewhere people are going to get stationed, because it sounds like they're closing that facility and that base of that base option for us. So unfortunately, I don't think that we will have Langley on our list for that much longer. So, but for now, it does say we can go to Langley, Virginia, and we can go to Elmendorf in Alaska. And that's the initial bases that you can get stationed at as your 3 level. So obviously, if you have no prior knowledge about what a 3 level is, basically how AFSCs work is as you get more trained in your career field, you get a skill level. So right out of tech school, you'll have your 3 level, and then you'll do a year of upgrade training after tech school, and then you'll acquire your 5 level, and then so on and so forth. And then the highest level to achieve, I think, is a 9 level. So you know, and that's really, I don't think that you can achieve a 9 level until you're a senior master sergeant in the Air Force. So it kind of gives you a perspective on how, you know, often people kind of level up. But yeah, so really you want to get to your 5 level, and that's where you are considered proficient at your job, and you're going to be looking at more of teaching others how to do their job or your career field as well. So when I get out of training, I'll be a 3 level, and like I said, I'll do a year of upgrade training and you'll get a 5 level. So But once you get your 5 level, then 3 more bases, I believe, open up for us as an option. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you would get those bases, but they do come onto our list. So they would be Lakenheath in the UK, Landstuhl in Germany, and MacDill in Florida. And I do believe we have another option in St. Louis as well, but I'm not too familiar with that one because I think that one is out of a civilian installation, if I'm not mistaken, but again, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But so basically what my job is entailing is heart and lungs, cardio and pulmonary. So I am really the respiratory therapist of the Air Force. If you get stationed somewhere where you are in the clinics, then our job kind of looks like PFTs, stress tests, EKGs, ultrasounds, things that you would do on an outpatient side. And then if you get stationed somewhere where you're manning respiratory, then you really are a respiratory therapist for the Air Force. So it just depends on kind of where you get stationed and what they are needing out of our career field at that time. So for me, I really like respiratory. I think that that's definitely more of the action-packed side of our career field. You know, you're working in the ICU, you're seeing a little bit more trauma, you know, you're seeing the intubation and the ventilators and things that we really get our hands involved in, whereas with the pulmonary side, it's more of the relaxed environment. So, but there is, you know, obviously options for both. So don't think that, you know, if you're not someone that necessarily jumps on the opportunity for, you know, action and trauma, that this career field may not necessarily be for you, because, you know, you may love doing the PFTs and the EKGs and still having that hands-on patient care. So, you know, there are 2 aspects to our career field. As far as deployments go, I know that we have our biggest focus right now is CCAT, so it's critical care and transportation. So what that looks like for us is you would be deployed, I believe, in Germany, and you would fly patients back and forth from Germany from unstable locations that need more medical attention. You would be the in-flight, you know, respiratory therapist for them, which is really, really awesome and super exciting for us because, you know, being part of a CCAT team, there's only 3 people medically that are involved in a CCAT team, and it's a doctor, a nurse, and a respiratory therapist. So the fact that we're involved in that that group of people is pretty awesome and prestigious, and we need to know what we're doing. So if you are given the opportunity to go and do CCAT, it's definitely a cool experience, and I am excited to hopefully get my career in that direction. So, but yeah, so 5 months at Fort Sam Houston is the beginning of your training, and basically what that 5 months looks like is hands off, and it's in the classroom. So you're not going to be doing any patient care right off the bat. You're going to be doing bookwork. You're going to be expected to know about 300 PowerPoint slides of material each week. Roughly, I would say like 200 to 300 each week, and then you'll have a test either on Friday or that following Monday, and then right after that test you're going to be given more information. So it really is like information like drinking out of a fire hose. You know, you're given so much information and expected to perform at such a high level, and it is pretty intense. I will say I did go into it thinking like, oh my god, I am not going to make it, like I am going to fail out of this career field. And I would call my mom crying all the time in the beginning, and I was like, if I lose this job, I'm going to be so upset with myself. And, you know, the best outlook is to just kind of take it one day at a time and really just put in the work and study. You have to devote at least an hour each night, usually, if not more, to studying this material, because it's, for me, it wasn't something that I came in just knowing. You know, if you have prior medical knowledge, then that's awesome. But otherwise, you know, it's not an easy thing to learn, but it's not unrealistic or unachievable. So just know that if you put the time in, you will be fine. And then your next 8 to 9 months at your phase 2, you're going to be doing a couple different rotations. You're going to learn about your PFTs, doing all your outpatient stuff, like I said, EKGs, stress tests, but then you're also going to be given the opportunity to go into a civilian hospital and work there for a couple months and do respiratory therapy. And that has been such an awesome opportunity because you see so much more. You know, I'm in and out of patient rooms and doing patient care and, you know, drawing ABGs, which if you guys aren't familiar with ABGs, they're arterial blood gases. If, you know, if a patient is really sick or they're having respiratory distress or, you know, we need to figure out what's wrong with them, we need to draw blood, but the way that we draw blood is through an artery. Normally people get blood drawn and they draw it through a vein, and that's kind of what everyone has seen before. If you've ever donated blood, you would get it from a vein. Unfortunately with us, we have to stick an artery, so it's much deeper in the skin and it does hurt a little bit worse. So I do kind of have to warn my patients that I'm gonna be taking blood, but it's a different kind of stick than maybe what they're used to, so just kind of giving them that heads up. We do a lot of breathing treatments. We do helping, you know, we help with the intubation process if, you know, someone needs to be on life support. And then most importantly, we are the manager of the ventilator, which if you don't know exactly what the ventilator is, people better know, it's better known as, I guess, a life support. So it is the machine that breathes for somebody. So we can be, you know, the greatest people in the world as far as, you know, we are saving someone's life, but then at the end of their life, if their family so chooses, you know, we are the ones normally to kind of turn that machine off. And so, you know, you kind of get both sides of like really great and proud to be, you know, respiratory, and then you have that other side that's like, you know, you're seeing this person with their family in their last stages of life. So we are dealing with pretty sick patients. If they're on the ventilator, then normally they're pretty sick people. So, you know, we have a big responsibility and we're expected to know a lot. And, you know, all I can say is I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. You know, I think that I love, you know, what I do so far, and I think that I'm going to be really good at my career field. And so you kind of just need people that are passionate about, you know, wanting to help others and having that, you know, drive to want to attain as much knowledge as you can, because, you know, as you go on in your career and hopefully you are a reputable respiratory therapist, there are going to be times where the doctors and the nurses and, you know, they're going to ask you questions because you're supposed to be the specialist about the lungs. You know, we are solely heart and lungs. We don't deal with anything else besides that normally. So really having a great understanding of your career field is going to be super beneficial, because, you know, you might be in a situation like on a CCAT team where you only have a certain amount of people and you're trying to figure out what's going on with your patient and how do we save their life. So it is a big task, but I will say that so far it's been very rewarding, and I am super thankful that I joined, because, you know, not a lot of other career fields offer you what my career field will offer, which is at the end of my training, I will be given an associate's degree from the University of the Incarnate Word. And then I will go on to take my NBRC and get my CRT and my RRT, which are accreditations that I can then use in the civilian world if I so choose. You know, maybe I want to get a part-time job as a respiratory therapist, or, you know, I don't want to necessarily stay in the Air Force forever and I want to do it on the civilian side. So it really does set you up like not many other career fields do. You know, they really give you an opportunity afterwards to kind of have this career and go on with your life. And so that's really, really fortunate, and you're really lucky to have that, because not a lot of career fields, you know, translate over into the civilian world like mine does. So I'm very fortunate. I do love my career field so far, and, you know, I would say if you are given the opportunity and you want a medical job, this is challenging but yet very rewarding. So I would definitely say take it if you are given that choice. So if you guys have any other questions, or, you know, if I didn't cover something that is more specific or personal to you, just reach out to me and let me know. And then, you know, as my career progresses, hopefully I can do another video for you guys on, you know, what my job looks like operationally, and you know, how the test was or whatever you guys need. So I'm here for you. If you need anything, let me know. And yeah, see ya.